Hello, welcome to the Sabic Foundation Year program at the English Language Programs at Penn. We're very excited to be able to work with all of you as you begin your preparations for your study in America. We've worked hard to create a challenging and interesting course of study for all of you. What I want to do today is to introduce you to our program website. You'll be able to begin work in the program before you arrive. Beginning November 1st, you'll have the opportunity to work in an online course. And this website that I'm going to introduce you to today is on the Open Learning Commons through our College of Liberal and Professional Studies website. It will give you access to an English language programs foundation year program website that has a great deal of information that will be important to you before you begin, and will also help you to get off to a very good start in the program. So again, welcome, and let's begin this tour of our program website. The most important feature that I want to point out about the site is this red toolbar that runs across the top of the site. There are 4 key sections of the program site: an overview of the program, a focus on vocabulary, general information, and access to the online course. So I'm going to try and give you a quick look into all of the different parts of the site and help you get started. The place to begin is in the overview. We have a welcome to the program. I'm going to click on that. Again, there's a message from me as your program coordinator and from all of us working with the Foundation Year program. We want to welcome you to the University of Pennsylvania and to your work in the course. There are a number of sections that will help you get started with familiarizing yourself, working with course syllabus, beginning to interact with each other, again, even before you begin, and access to help if there are any technical problems while you're using the course or program website. So, this welcome is the beginning of the overview. There's also a section on each page that's latest news. There's also an activity section that you will see in the other parts of the course. There's a section here about discussion forums or getting involved with other users of the site, and information about faculty and administrators. This is the section you'll see for your profile. The profile you see here is one of our teachers, Eula Cutton, who also has worked with developing this website. So you'll see My Courses, you click on that, and this will open. You'll have access to the Foundation Year site. This is where we'll do our discussion forums. There's a place for you to introduce yourselves and again begin to get to know each other before the program begins. There will be other discussion forums related to course content and aspects of the online course. There's a section here where you can find out more about who's online, who are members of the site, etc. There's a section of links for course tools. There's a calendar function which we will probably be using. And you'll have access to this calendar function for events in the program or other aspects of scheduling. There is a community microblogging section where you'll be able to easily go back and forth, leave comments for each other, and again interact through the program site. There's a section here called Ask the Expert where you can post questions and get answers, and it's a very good way for everyone to have access to questions and responses that you all might have before the program begins. There also is a section for bookmarks at the bottom of the page. Important links to information about staff, about the College of Liberal and Professional Studies, about your housing, about departments at the university, vocabulary, directions and arrival information, information about the City of Philadelphia and about the University of Pennsylvania. So you'll find that there's a great deal of information. You will also find that as you scroll through these 4 key sections of the course, this area will change, but you will always have access to the discussion forums and links to other site resources. So let's move on to the vocabulary focus. This is a very important part of beginning your studies. As students who are preparing to develop your English for academic purposes, preparing to be effective undergraduate students, it'll be very important to learn more about your understanding of key vocabulary related to science, mathematics, physics, chemistry, etc. It'll be a very important part of your ability to interact effectively and to study effectively in your courses, to work well with teachers and classmates, etc. So one of the things you want to do is to really get a sense of the expectations, the kinds of words that you're likely to encounter, testing your abilities, and also developing your overall understanding of this key vocabulary. So we've developed two different lists, a high school science list and a university science list. What you'll be able to do is access these lists, both in a PDF of the list, that you'll be able to review these words, check which ones you know, which ones you're familiar with, which ones you are not familiar with and need to study. And once you've had a chance to review both lists, you will be able to do a vocabulary quiz that tests. So again, you'll be able to access both vocabulary lists and then be able to access a vocabulary quiz. And again, that quiz will give both of us important information about your abilities at this point. It's important to keep in mind that this is about assessing your abilities. This is not a test about which you will be graded or anything to worry about in that way. This is a way for both of us to find out how comfortable you are with the materials, what you know at this point, and again, trying to get an overall sense of your abilities at this point. It'll be an important part of us developing your study over the course of your time in the program. After the vocabulary focus, we return to general information about the course. There is a section on the program description and schedule, which I'll show you. It goes over the main goals of the program, really trying to introduce you to the overall intellectual environment of the American University, helping you to develop the language skills you need, and overall preparing you to have an enjoyable and rewarding and effective experience as students. So, lays out the program description, the key components of the program, your language study, your admissions preparation, your academic content study, and also, again, preparing to make adjustments to be students on a university campus. There's a frequently asked questions section, and this is an important part of gathering general information about the program and about what the components of the program will be. Again, in the unit activity viewer, you'll have access to video about the site, an introduction to the program, and there'll be some information about your arrival in Philadelphia. And again, the open resources also gives you access to that information. So, this works with the overview to give you a lot of information about the program. So we have an overview, vocabulary focus, general information, and then perhaps most importantly the online course, which is a key component of what you will be doing as preparation before you begin. We've worked hard to prepare an interesting and challenging course that will give you an opportunity to work in testing your abilities in terms of the overall English for Science. There are units in math, chemistry, and physics, and this is a great introduction to some of the work of the program and will give us all an opportunity to gather information about your abilities at this point. So, in this section, again, there is an overview of the English for Science course, a link to the syllabus. If you have any problems, a link to my email, a guide to using Blackboard. Blackboard is the online platform for this site. So you have a link to Blackboard here, and when you follow that link, you'll be able to log in. Once you've logged in, you will be able to find in your list of courses, you will not have a long list, you will only have the English for Science course at this point, or foundation year courses. So you click on English for Science, and that then takes you to the Blackboard site. And this is the platform that we'll use for this online course. In addition to the announcement section, there is also a syllabus. detailed syllabus laying out all of the different components of the course. And I will open the syllabus here as well. This is very important because obviously it lays out the information about the course dates. We're going to begin on November 1st, and this takes you through mid-December, a few weeks before you'll begin your journey to Philadelphia. Some of the logistics about when you begin and how the course will work. There is information about the course content, the course objectives, the focus on all of the different skills you'll need to develop, the course requirements and how important it is to really give the course attention and your full effort, and how important it is for everyone to complete it. It lays out the different parts of what you will be doing in each unit, and most importantly, there is a schedule. The first unit will be available to you for the first 2 weeks of the course. So the English for Mathematics section is available November 1st until November 15th, and at the end of the day on the 15th we will close Unit 1 and open Unit 2. So this is very important because, as you'll see, all of the materials are here for Unit 1, but if you go into Unit 2 you will not have access to them yet. So you will not be able to work ahead on other units, and once we complete a unit and move on to the next, you will not be able to go back. This allows us to gather information at a specific point so that then we can begin to assess the work that you've done. Alright, so we're going to do each unit in a sequence, one after the other, and on a 2-week schedule. So you'll begin with Unit 1, 2 weeks later you'll move on to Unit 2, 2 weeks later you move on to Unit 3. Each unit also works in a sequence. You begin by reviewing the lesson text and the materials, and then you move on to the tasks, discussion, and assignments. Alright? So you'll work your way through the unit, and again, there's a lot of work here, as you can see. We think you will find it challenging. It'll be a very important way for you to begin your work in the program and to give us a lot of information. So please take it seriously, take time, complete all parts of the unit, and then at the very end you're going to do a self-assessment where you try and give us an honest reflection of how well you did, how easy it was for you, how challenging or difficult, what kinds of things you learned from the unit. Alright, so we'll do that unit and then move on to the next. Alright. Also, in addition, there are tools and resources sections. Many of these we'll not use, but some of them we will in terms of announcements, email, calendar, etc. There also is a resources site that gives you links to this video, as well as vocabulary and other important links that may help you as you're doing work for the English of Science or English for Science course. And then back to the Foundation Year Program site. So again, you have 2 sites that you'll be using. The main site is this Foundation Year Program site, and this will be your central place for interacting with your classmates, for interacting with me as your coordinator, place for us to have discussions, to answer questions, for you to gather information about the program, and it also will give you access to the online course, which is done through Blackboard. Alright, so you will have access to the course, the syllabus, the guide to using Blackboard, the Blackboard online course, etc. Everything you need is here. And hopefully this introduction and this tour has been very helpful to you. As you see, the way the Foundation Year Program website is set up, again, very easy to find everything that you need. This lower section of each page remains the same, and we have 4 main components that you'll be able to use before you arrive. Again, I want to say welcome to the program. We're excited about working with all of you. We think this is a unique and wonderful opportunity for you, and we hope that the online course is an excellent way for you to get started. Thank you, and we'll look forward to seeing you in January.